Hey, listen, before we get into today's episode, let me ask you this. When's the last time you had a proper break? Whether you're a truckie, a shift worker, a parent, or just here for the laughs. We know you're working bloody hard just to keep the wheels turning, and that's why our mates at Nature Bee want to send you on the holiday of a lifetime. We're talking $20,000 worth of travel anywhere in the world. You name it. Fiji, Vegas, the Outback, Rome, Paris, London, doesn't matter. New York, you choose. Stick with us because only bona fide listeners get the inside scoop on double entry weeks, exclusive offers, and a lot more. So hit the link in the show notes or head to naturebee.com. Read the T's and C's, and I'll tell you more as we roll on throughout the episode of Bonafide, also made possible thanks to Nature Bee.
Start listening to Bonafide, it's a really good podcast show. Available on Spotify, it's a really good download. Stop apologizing for missing an episode. Time is short, life is good. It's time for us to tune to a hardcore man cave. Yeah! Thomas and Kelsey behind the scenes, getting all the special guests. The different segments, hooks and jokes. Fridays are the best. People send in voicemail and get things off their chest. It's enough to make Luke Bona believe that his podcast will take the lead of Hardcore Man Cave. Yeah! With the vice captain, Adam McDonald.
Well, last time we had the Man Cave, it was a bit sort of up and down because Adam McDonald, the vice captain, had to go to a very important meeting. He couldn't elaborate on his new business venture, but he can today. And it's very, very exciting. As you know, Adam was one of the stars of the TV show Aussie Pickers, and he's kind of going back to that. He's going back to his grassroots and actually, instead of people bringing in items to be auctioned or sold, Adam is actually going on a fact-finding mission and travelling the country and going to people's homes and to warehouses and old car yards and barns and discovering the great stuff that Aussies are selling. He will get a hands-on idea of the background of these items, the backstories of these items, and be able to offer them for sale for the very, very, very best price. And he's back with us now on the Man Cave. G'day, brother.
Here he is. G'day, Skip. Hey, Kels. Good to be back.
Hello.
I've got to tell you now, there's no way Kelsey's going on camera today, and let me just tell you why. We had a bit of an interesting night last night. We did our very first bona fide podcast, Truckie Tuesday, live. We streamed it live on YouTube. We got the technicalities ready just in the nick of time.
Yes.
There were a few glitches, Adam. In fact, it's on YouTube now, so you can see it exactly how it went to air. Can I just suggest you have a look at it for the glitches, because there were a few teething problems. I've got to tell you, it was the longest hour of live radio I've ever had to.
For me, it went so quickly because I was running back and forth, taking calls, trying to figure out why you weren't taking a call. It was just probably the most stressful day I've had in a very, very, very long time.
And if you watch it, you go to YouTube and watch it, and it's there in its entirety, warts and all. So what we've done, Vice Captain, is we've introduced the Glitch Bitch Swear Jar. And I'm holding it up now.
That's going to be full. That's going to be full in 3 days.
Well, it's already got about $300 in it. It's already got about $300 in it. That's cash. That's not coins yet. And so it was quite an eventful night. But well done, Kelsey, to you and Nathan for getting it up and running. It sounds like a radio show. It looks a bit like a
Benny Hill show.
Radio
A
television.
grumpy old man.
Yeah,
a grumpy old man live streaming.
I had to watch, when I watched the replay, my resting
Yeah, you've got
face is not good.
You have got such a hectic resting bitch face, and it is the bane of my existence because when I'm trying to put together videos, the reason why we use a lot of overlays and GIFs and other videos in the videos we post is because half the time Luke is sitting here with that grumpy face on. It's just your natural face. The videos would get zero engagement if I didn't put anything over your face.
Do you know what my kids call me? The cranky Aboriginal.
Yeah, look. I have to agree with that.
They call me the cranky. So anyway, I've got to watch my face apparently.
Yes.
When I do this podcast caper. Anyway, it's there on YouTube, and please subscribe and please like it, and we'll do better next time. And I'll tell you what we'll do, Vice Captain. We are going to do a live
Man cave.
YouTube man cave with you.
Yes.
But we'll do it in the morning.
Yes.
We will give it plenty of publicity so people can call in like they did in the old days and ask you questions.
Perfect.
And you can still call in and leave us a voicemail if you like. You can do that right now. The number going forward is always, Luke, read it out.
02 91289311. However, one of our callers last night said, I had trouble getting through because the glitch bitch, the millennial, put the wrong phone number on our socials.
Yeah, oopsies.
Oh, wow.
So
that's
where's your...
You know, I'd like to say to
I
Kelsey,
made a contribution.
I'd like to say, Kelsey, you got one job, but obviously you've got more than one.
Get off it.
Now, Adam, before we get into some hot topics, because there's a story here about a very rare number plate, and I want to talk to you about number plates because you're a bit of an expert on this, and Kelsey's fiancé, Nathan's parents, his dad, Steve, has got a very rare number plate, and there's a bit of a backstory to that. But before we get to all that, tell us about what you're up to now. You've got plenty of time this morning. What are you doing?
So now what we're sort of moving forward to with today's economic climate and how people are living, traditional auction houses aren't doing as well as they used to be, where people would bring their whole estate into the showroom, we'd lug it around, we'd set it up in the showroom and then sell it from our premises. So now what we're moving forward to is what we call an on-site sale, where I will go out to the property, catalogue and photograph all the items in situ, and then there'll be a viewing at the property and then collections from the property. And it just takes out a whole lot of moving, a whole lot of lugging, a whole lot of logistics that we don't need to do it anymore, because these day and age, you know, back in the day I'd have 200 people in the room bidding furiously, but now there's no live call, everything's bid online, so there's no need to be moving the items. And the bonus you have with this is if you've got a nice couch with a nice artwork and a nice rug and a nice coffee table, people can envisage it in their house, where when it's in the showroom, it's like a piece of furniture in a big dusty warehouse. So the whole mentality of getting people to purchase these things where they can actually see it in their home is a much better option than dragging it down into down to us. And being back on the road, you know, that's my happy place. I've got nothing tying me down in Canberra now. So what will happen is I'll be, say, looking at an estate in Albury-Wodonga. We'll do a big shout out. Adam's going to be in Albury-Wodonga for the week. Come and see me. You know, tell me what else you got. Just come and talk to me, and I can do free appraisals. I can do other things for you. If you're looking for something, come and see me. So the biggest thing for me is I'm back on the road and I'm back talking to people, which is my absolute happy place.
Do you know what you could call it? The Vice Captain Roadshow.
I'm sure they've got a better name than that.
Well, we looked into it because, you know, with contracts and stuff with Media Luke as well as anyone, can I call myself Adam from Aussie Pickers? And we looked into it, and I can. There's no rules there, so it's going to be Adam from Aussie Pickers is back on the road with the Eva bandwagon.
Luke didn't look it up at all. He's been calling you that forever.
Yes, exactly.
Adam, are you going to be, one of your stops going to be anywhere near Sydney or in Sydney?
I'm going to the Central West next week. I'm going to Brisbane the week after. So I'm going everywhere. I'm going to go Australia-wide. There's no reason why I can't go anywhere.
Nowhere you won't go?
No, I'll go anywhere.
Well, let's plan for when you're near or in Sydney near us.
Lukey Land,
yes. We can set up something. Maybe we can, broadcast from one of your auction things, and we can get some behind the scenes footage.
That'd be fantastic, because the system that we use is, instead of me standing at a laptop looking at a piece of furniture, typing it up with, my typing skills are still, after 30 years in this game, is still 2 fingers. So it's a slow process. So
me
what
too.
I do,
Painful.
I'll take a scribe out with me. So there'll be 3 people on site. There'll be me, my scribe, and the photographer. And I'll basically sit there and go, it's a Australian cedar sideboard from 1860 by Andrew Lenehan. And my scribe she just bangs it in there. And then the photographer literally follows us, takes a photo of it, and it bangs up online. The system is so quick. It's so slick. We've done them for a while, but we haven't really had a big push behind it. But now the traditional auction room is not firing like it used to be. We're going to put a massive push behind doing the on-site sales. It's a much easier system. And it's legible that the amount of things that sell for is a lot better on-site than it is in the rooms.
Oh my God, we can do it a bona fide version of Antiques Roadshow.
Yeah.
That
Absolutely.
would be so fun.
This is the thing. So if I'm in the Central West, I'm going to get a little, we'll go through... I'll get a little community hall and I'll say, Adam's going to be here on Saturday afternoon. Bring your shit down. He'll tell you what it's worth. And I can literally sit there and go, I reckon this is worth that. This is worth that. And that doing an outside broadcast for that would be absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, that would be so much fun because I love Antiques Roadshow. But Adam, how do people know when and where you're going to be? Like, how much time are they going to have to
Get
plan?
prepared,
Yeah, there'll be, once I lock in a job, I usually give it 2 to 2.5 weeks. Because I've got to write up a proposal to say to the potential vendor, this is how we're going to help, this is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
And then I'll say, all right, now I'll come out and I'll see the property and then I'll go back out. So there's probably a 3-week leadway before I'm actually on site and out there.
Yeah.
So there's plenty of time. So all you got to do is watch our socials. EHVA is what you need to be looking at now. That's EHVA, Evans Hastings Valuers and Auctioneers, and you'll see exactly where I'll be.
If there's one ever for the Northern Beaches region, we can do the auction from the man cave.
Yes, we can. I can come and pick the man cave out.
Oh my God, that would be so much fun.
Imagine me and Lukey haggling. I'll give you $4,000.
I would love it.
Nah, he just wouldn't sell anything.
I'm very excited for you, Vice Captain. There is a story that is in the news today, and I thought it would interest you. Basically, there's a story about a number plate. The story reads, a Sydney barrister's prized X number plate, worth more than the average price for an apartment in Sydney, has just sold for only $240.
Oh.
A rare number plate worth as much as $1 million changed hands for just $238 due to a failure of policy by Transport for New South Wales. The Transport New South Wales tried to cover it up. The licence plate, Adam, has the single letter X, and it's belonged to a Sydney barrister since the 1980s, over which time car experts estimate its value has risen to 7 figures.
Yeah.
Now, the owner, who doesn't want to be named, had allowed his friend to use the plates on his vehicles for a number of years. And so when the owner spotted X on someone else's luxury car driving through the eastern suburbs on the 12th of August 2022, this bloke went to New South Wales Transport Service Centre at Bondi Junction and searched for answers. The bloke, Chris Heffron, was told his registration had lapsed and X had been given to a new owner. But importantly, Transport New South Wales claimed that before being given to someone else, the X plates he possessed had been handed back, something that he knew wasn't true. Mr. Heffron complained, and Transport New South Wales began an investigation. But 3 years on, there is still no clear answer about whether an imposter handed in a fake set of X plates.
Wow.
Or if actions by staff members led to the plates worth 7 figures to sell for just a few $100.
Surely you need ID to hand a plate in?
Yes.
This is the funny thing with the what do you call it up there now? The RMS. This is the funny thing. I got a speeding ticket a couple of weeks ago, and then as I got the speeding ticket, I realised my licence was expired by 5 days or something, so I had to go back in the RMS. Anyway, that was a whole shit show I'll talk about another time. But I went into the RMS to get my licence renewed, and I said, this is my new address, because I was still in my Campsie address. And I said, do I need ID? They said, no, what's your address? And I could tell them whatever I want. I could have said Parliament House. So they went, yep, all right, Adam lives at Parliament House. So there's these little glitches with the RMS that are just crazy. Surely you need ID to hand that plate in. That is crazy.
Yeah. But he said that he lent the plate to a friend
Who'd been driving it for a few years.
who'd been driving it. What's his?
Well,
what did he do?
Well, I don't know, but it lapsed.
But wouldn't he just ask his friend, "Hey, do you still have the plates?"
I don't know.
Because surely the friend would have to know where the plates are.
The story goes on. A Freedom of Information request by the Daily Telegraph has uncovered emails between Traffic New South Wales and My Plates, who are responsible for the issuing of personalised number plates in New South Wales, showing internal concerns the change of ownership of X may have involved an inside job. Before ownership of personalised licence plates can be transferred, policy dictates the original owner must hand in the plates or destroy them.
And that didn't happen.
So surely
God, you would be absolutely livid.
Surely you'd be looking at the guy who bought them. Like, how the fuck would he know that they were on offer?
Yeah.
You know, like that's a plate that had never come up. Like it's a wives' tale. That once you own that plate, you never ever sell it. I don't care if you're living under a bridge, you're not going to sell it. So for him to go in and say, I wonder if X is available. Oh, beauty, I can buy it for $240. Is ridiculous. Like we sold here at Orbids, we sold the Canberra number X quite a few years ago, and Canberra's a much smaller market. We got 150,000 for it.
Whoa!
The shorter the number, the bigger the price. We've sold Canberra number 3 and number 6. I can't remember how much for, but they're up in the $250,000 mark. Of course, the New South Wales market is going to be much bigger because there's much more people. It's an older place. But yeah, I'd be looking at the guy who bought it because there's absolutely no way he would know that plate is on offer.
But the plot thickens.
Oh.
Okay, so Mr. Heffron, who owned the plate, Mr. Heffron.
No, that's the friend, isn't it? Because you said before that the owner doesn't want to be identified.
Yeah, he's the friend.
He's the friend.
Oh, the friend was Chris Heffron.
Yeah.
Okay, so the owner has admitted, my fault, my bad, I let it lapse. I forgot. I didn't get... He's denying that he ever got a notice from Transport New South Wales that the renewal's up.
Yeah.
He said, my bad. But someone's handed in a number plate with X on it, and the day it was handed in, Transport... My Plates, the place you go to get personalised number plates, someone rang them twice that day saying, I want to buy... the number plate X, I believe it's available.
It's a conspiracy. I'm calling it now.
Absolutely, I'm loving it.
I'm calling it now.
But I tell you this, if that number plate lapsed, and I'll tell you why it lapsed, and this is the only industry that still does this, they send you a letter. They don't send you an email. They don't send you a text. They put a letter in the post. Goes back to that story I was just saying, how my license had expired because I don't know, how often do you look at your license?
Very rarely.
You know, I had a 5-year license. I had no idea when it expires. They said, we sent the officer said, well, you would have been sent a letter. And I said, I haven't lived at that address for 4 years. How am I going to get that letter? He goes, well, if you want to keep going, I'll give you a ticket for not updating your license. I'm like, yeah, thank you, sir. But that's the only industry that still send post. They need to get online, and everybody's got an email address. No one opens their letterbox. It's ridiculous. And I think it is strictly revenue raising because if you miss the thing, you get another fine. Your fine extends. It's the only place that still sends a post, and it makes me furious.
And can I just take it a step further? Because we have, can you believe this, Vice Captain? We have 3 cars. One is a car I inherited from my mum, an old Subaru, which we use as a runaround. I lent it to my daughter for a week when she was between buying cars. I've lent it to you, Kelsey. It's a little old beat up Subaru. But Nikki's car and my car, all 3, the registration is due in November. It's a killer month, November.
Yes, it is.
For all 3, because we knew that the dates were coming up, we couldn't find anything online, but we got a letter which could have been stolen from our license renewals come in a letter.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, I just looked at the Service New South Wales app, and you can check a plate to check, like you can take a photo of your number plate and check if it's got registration or whatever like that.
But what I used to like, Kels and Vice Captain, was back in the old days, you had a sticker that was on the windscreen and it had the date.
Yeah.
And you'd look at it, that's coming up. You never forgot.
Bring the sticker back.
Bring the sticker back.
See, this is the whole thing. That it's just trying to keep people's head in the sand to raise revenue. So, you're going to get another fine. You're going to get another fine.
Well, I guess you can put a sticker in your own car when you
What,
renew your registration.
Like a post-it note?
No, but just on the
Post-it note, yeah.
just on the what is it called? The
Yeah.
sunshade. Just stick
Yeah,
it on there.
I'm with you.
Yeah, just stick it on there.
Yeah, I bought your mum's car for a birthday present 2 years ago, 17th of November, and it arrived on the day on the truck from Melbourne. And it pulled up at 3 p.m. Poppy and Granny turned up, Nikki's mum.
Yes.
And the neighbours. And there it was, coming off the truck with a ribbon on it. So we remember the day it arrived, but the registration is a couple of days later. I bought it with virtually no reg. But 3 cars in one household, all November.
Yeah, well, this is one of those things we were talking about the other day. They need to teach people all this stuff in school, because we got done once because when we transferred the title over from an old car mum had to us when we were, I don't know, like 6 years ago or something, we thought we had followed all the steps, right? We signed all the papers, we submitted all the things. We got pulled over on our way back to Bathurst to say that the car wasn't registered. It hadn't been registered for months. And we had been driving around an unregistered car.
Which is uninsured then.
Well, it would have been. But we thought, because Mum just transferred the title over to us, but it was like one button that wasn't clicked. We didn't have any idea.
I think Adam's 100% correct. They make it difficult so you get fined. I think it's revenue raising, Adam.
Yeah, it is. I remember when I lived in the inner west of Sydney, I lived in this little dead-end street that backed onto the train tracks. And at the end of the street, there was a no parking sign. There's no traffic in this street. There's like only residents parked in there. So everybody used to park there. I remember coming out to going to work one morning and I had a parking ticket on my windscreen that was done at 2:30 in the morning. So this bloke's just driving around and going, what can I do? What can I do? I'm going to give this guy a ticket. So you know what I did? I went out the next day and I took that sign out. And so therefore there was no longer a no standing sign, no parking sign, and no one ever got another ticket again.
Nice.
Kelsey, tell the story of Nathan's dad, Steve's number plate.
So when Nathan was really young, so this was like over 20 years ago, Steve had a really nice WRX, like a fancy one that deserved its own special plates. And he got his hands on the number plate E. I don't know anything about
So it would have been
cars.
an STI special. That's the WRX with the turbos, and this STI, a bit like with me, AMG. They're special, and it's purple 3 letters after the WR.
I've got no idea.
They are the unbelievable cars. They are
rally cars.
Unbelievable, weren't they? What?
Yeah.
I'm not an expert on that. I don't know.
Anyway,
But he had the number plates.
and then Mitsubishi came out with the Evo. But anyway, go.
He had the number plates. He actually ended up selling that WRX, but he kept the plates and he's held onto those plates for 20 years and has never put them on another car. So he's been paying rego for the number, or paying for the renewal of the number plate or whatever it is, for 20 years without it ever being on a car.
Yeah, because it was going to go up in value. All right, quick pit stop, folks. Let's talk holidays. Now, be honest. The road in front of you, the treadmill under your feet, or that pile of dishes in the sink, it's getting old. Now picture this, swapping the dish soap for an icy Bingtane. Imagine the endless stretch of highway turning into a stretch of white, sandy beach. Or that treadmill. Suddenly, it's the climb to Machu Picchu. Now that's the feeling Nature Bee wants to give you with their bucket list competition. A chance to win $20,000 worth of travel anywhere you choose. And if your dream trip costs less, well, the rest is yours as spending money. You keep the change. Plus, there are plenty of little wins too. Gift vouchers to turn a long weekend into something special. And Nature Bee prize packs to give your insides the reset of a yoga retreat. All you need to do is spend $79.90 or more on Nature Bee products and you are automatically in the draw. So if you've ever thought of trying Power Pollen, this is the time to do it. Hit the link in the show notes or head to naturebee.com. Read the T's and C's and who knows, next time you're listening to Bonafide, you could be listening to us from the beach. It was an investment.
Yeah,
It is an
it's
investment,
a real industry, the buying and selling of number plates. Like people will buy it as a commodity and just sit on it. They'll just sit on it for 10 years and then and flick it for double the price. It's a real industry. Now, my CEO here, Ben Hastings, if you want to talk number plates, He's been selling them for 20 years. Maybe next week he can come in and give us 10-minute spiel, and I'll tell you he'll know exactly what happened with X from Sydney. He'll be
Can
all
we
over it.
organise that? I do want to know.
Yeah, absolutely. He'll have insider knowledge. I'll guarantee you, he'll have insider knowledge. He'll have stuff that no one will know.
And also, if you're listening to this right now and you think you've got some special plates, leave us a voicemail, send us a message, and we'll value your plates.
We'll value your plates.
Benji will come in next week and he'll tell you exactly what they're worth.
There was a controversial story back when I was on the M's about a guy that got pulled over by the police, and he'd legitimately applied for and paid for his personalised number plate, but the police car deemed it to be improper and immoral and offensive. And they pulled him over, put a defect on it, and he had to hand them back, even though they were approved by My Plates. He'd paid for them. It was a sexual innuendo.
What was it?
I can't remember. I'll find out. Your boss will know.
Yeah, back in the day, that was the thing. I remember there was a story going around that there was a panel van running around up your way on the northern beaches, a Sandman panel van. The number plate was RU16. So it used to be right. And the way these car guys get around it now is they try and
do it in reverse.
That's right. They try and plan it in reverse. So if you're in front of them, you can read it in your rear vision mirror. Exactly
like
right.
You know how the ambulance signs are often in reverse? Where you look in your rear vision mirror, you can see it says ambulance, but if you're looking at it from the front, it's all like in a mirror. Yeah. Yes. RU16. I remember.
Yeah. I remember a little while ago we were talking about that. I think it was a video or something that somebody had sent in, and it was number plates that were XQS moi. Excusez-moi.
And they can be pretty clever, these car guys, trying to get their number plates and get a message across. Like, I went to Summonats last year and there was some absolute rippers. One was I ate work. There was some really good ones. Yeah, I ate work. There was, oh, God, I wish I could remember some.
Show us your number plates. Send us a photo, and with your permission, maybe they won't want us to, but I'd love to see. And if you see a photo, if you see if you see a car with clever number plates, let us know about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another story. This is something I'll put to both of you. There's a shocking new report out today that reveals up to 20% of Australian households are actually skipping meals to keep up with the cost of living. Food Bank's Hunger Report has painted a grim picture, saying that 3.5 million Australians are struggling with food insecurity. And that's the food insecurity is described as anxiety over where the next meal will come from. I find this extremely disturbing that we live here in Australia and the cost of living, which is everything from rent or a mortgage repayment, bills, power bills, I mean, unbelievable.
Schooling.
And almost 50% of renters say that they have faced food insecurity in some form. Nearly a third admitting that they've had to skip meals just to get by. For families with two parents and kids, the number struggling to put food on the table has jumped to 39%.
It's unreal.
And a staggering 68% of single-parent households say they're struggling just to get enough food. Have you and Nathan, because you had to save like crazy to get the deposit in your place and your mortgage repayments aren't cheap, have you ever thought it's 2-minute noodles tonight?
Thankfully, no, and I have Nathan to thank for that. I'm sure a lot of you know by now, Nathan is very good at budgeting. He's very on top of that stuff. He's that person that will call up the insurance and ask for a better deal, call up the bank. He does all of that stuff. So I'm very lucky that I am with somebody who really focuses on that. Nathan actually did this thing where I think it was 3 months before we actually bought our place, he put us on the budget of what it would be like paying our mortgage, buying the groceries and stuff. So we had 3 months to kind of like adjust to what this new lifestyle was going to be. And I think we certainly got a bit more like strict with our meal plans. Like we definitely weren't going out anywhere near as much. We were meal prepping, doing all of that stuff to make sure we were staying on budget. We haven't been insecure about food, but it was definitely a big consideration when we were buying our house of like, okay, now we need to make sure we cut back on everything to make sure that we can cover the mortgage.
There was a mum with a toddler who told news.com.au that she resorts to ultra cheap quick meals. Baked beans on toast is a go-to. 2-minute noodles is another one. People are cutting back on proteins like meat. Now, chicken is still Australia's cheapest protein. Next is fish, but prime meat is at the top. And interestingly enough, you two, meat is one of the number one things stolen from supermarkets.
Oh, I saw this young lady in Queanbeyan Woolworths the other week, and she would probably be about 25, and she walked in, she had a big gym bag, and she would have put 15 steaks into the gym bag and just walked straight out. Like, I believe
That
it.
is
Like,
crazy.
it is so expensive. When Wonderboy comes down here and stays, as you know, he's on the carnivore diet. All he eats is steak and eggs. It's ridiculous how expensive that is.
When we spoke to Granny Sue last, she was saying that, you know, when she was on the cattle farm, that lamb was one of the cheapest meats to get.
But they were slaughtering beasts that they were growing there. They didn't have to go to a
No,
supermarket.
I know, but we spoke to her specifically about actually buying the meat, and she said meat did not cost anywhere near, especially the meats that we think are like special today, like lamb. She was like, that used to be the cheapest one to buy.
All right. Well, I want our listeners to tell us, what is your budget meal? What's your go-to budget meal? Now, when we were growing up, we ate leftovers.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing went to waste. Have you ever heard of bubble and squeak?
Yes.
Well, we bubble and squeak.
Yeah.
Steak and kidney pie. God, I hated kidneys.
Ugh.
I know. But we, cottage pie. Very rarely did we have a T-bone steak. All the meals that Nikki and I grew up on most of it was leftovers from the Sunday roast or something like that. Adam, what's your go-to budget meal?
It'd be like a chicken and noodles or something like that. Just some noodles with a bit of soy sauce, chicken, a capsicum, onion, that's it. Pretty cheap, good the next day. And you're right, so because I'm a single man, it's hard to cook. Well, when I cook meals, I make sure that I've got, so if I cook a bolognese, I've got lunch for the next 2 days. So you do use it, you know. Nothing, like I'm like you, nothing goes to waste because it is expensive. Like I'm on a fair wicket here in the job I do, and I make a bit of cream on the top with buying and selling, but I still got to watch what I'm spending, you know, like and the thing with that is you sort of miss out on a nice holiday or a getaway or just those little luxuries that puts air back in your tyres. You don't do because you've got to be so frugal, and it is really hard.
Do you think young Australians live beyond their means? Because I know of someone very close to me who is paying very large rent but loves overseas trips, has every electrical gadget in the house, and eats extraordinary expensive meals.
Yeah. I think it really depends on the person and
Smashed avo on toast, for Christ's sake.
stop that. That is such a myth. But I think it really depends on the person and the circumstance and even their upbringing, how they were raised to believe that they are entitled to everything and anything, even if it puts them in debt.
What's your go-to budget meal? When I moved to Canberra, I only lasted 6 months and I got offered a job back in Sydney. But I was on just shit money with still this mortgage in Sydney to look after. I loved the job, but the money was... So I used to come home on a Friday night and drive back up there very early on a Monday morning. It was the drive program I was doing, so I'd leave at 6 on a Friday night and then leave here in the morning. And your mum used to cook bulk meals. She'd cook a stroganoff and put it into 4 ice cream containers. And I'd take it up in a freezer bag.
Yeah.
And that's what I had every night.
Yeah.
But I didn't... It was fantastic.
Well, Nathan and I tend to cook 2 or 3 big meals a week. That's what gets us through the whole week, lunches and other dinners.
I want to know how many Australians are still cooking at home, or are you buying out? Is it cheaper to cook at home? It is, isn't it? But people
Much
get bored.
cheaper.
Oh, I can't have that 3 nights in a row. I can't have spag bowl 3 nights in a row.
Some people are weird about that.
What I do to sort of compensate the shopping bill is I go over to the Queanbeyan Golf Club every Friday and have a shot at the meat raffles.
Nice.
If you win one of them, you're saving yourself. That's $100. You know, those things are worth a lot of money. So that's what I do.
I had a mate who used to call bingo at an RSL, and they would have for the members and the bingo participants a spread of sandwiches, and there was free coffee and tea. And he told me elderly people used to go up and stuff their handbags with the sandwiches to take home.
Oh, that's so
that's
sad.
Isn't that sad?
It's so sad. I don't like that. That makes my heart melt.
Yep, it happens, and we're the lucky country. Just one more topic for you, Adam. I'm dying to pick your brains over this. Another study has come out. I love these studies. The 13 most common dreams experienced by Brits has been revealed. A new survey commissioned by Netflix in conjunction with the new animated film In Your Dreams, of course it is. And the results are really interesting. I don't know if we'll have time to go through the top 10, but we can go through a few of them. What do you reckon the top dream is?
Well, I would think it's teeth falling out. I have that one all the time.
Do you have a problem with your teeth?
No, I don't, but I'm nervous.
I dream that too.
Yeah, it's a very common dream to have.
One
yeah.
comes out and then they just come out.
Yeah.
Oh,
and you've got like a denture mouth. And
yes, I get that.
Yeah.
What's your number one dream, Adam?
I'd say it'd be falling. You know, you feel like you're
is.
falling and you wake up just before you hit the ground.
Falling is the number one dream.
Is this one on the list? Another one that I always have is... It's like the whole dream. I need to go somewhere. I've got a deadline. Whether that's I need to be at an event at a certain time, or I need to start a record at a certain time. Whatever it is, and the whole dream is me just panicking. Things keep going wrong. The feeling that I get is like I'm always just a little bit behind. I'm always running behind schedule, and that's the whole dream.
Yeah, no. A lot of people do that. Every radio announcer dreams that they're either late for a shift or they're on air and nothing works. No music will play, no ads will play, the phone won't work, and you're stuck there with a microphone and 5 hours to kill with nothing.
Yeah.
I wonder what the ideas behind the falling one is. Because if a lot of people do it, I also have another one that you're doing something but you're not quite good enough, or you're not fast enough, you're not quite strong enough. And I wonder what the mentality behind these dreams are, because there's going to be someone out there that knows, you're dreaming that because you're thinking this, or this is your anxiety.
Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. We will find a dream expert.
Well, this is what the article says. So falling is the most common dream experienced by 53% of Brits. According to Miss Ellis, this type of dream indicates you're feeling uncertain about something. It happens if we're not sure where we're going or where we'll end up, she explained. It's especially common after redundancy, retirement, and other major life changes. The adventure awaits, but can be scary as we venture into the unknown.
There you are. We're going to find a dream expert. Number 2, I get this all the time. You can't run. You're being pursued by something, a monster or a robber or something, and your legs don't work. You can't move. Have you ever had that?
No, I've had where you can't run fast enough, but I haven't had where you can't run in general. Have you, Adam?
Yes, that's what I was just talking about, how it wasn't quite good enough. And I tell you what would happen. As I'm asleep, I could hear like a like someone's walking after me. And then I'd get more nervous when I'm dreaming, and then the sound would get faster. And what it was my temple against the pillow. And so the more nervous I got...
your heartbeat. It was your heartbeat.
Exactly right. So the more nervous I got and the more panic I got, the faster it gets. So I think that they're going faster. And it was this whole thing, and it took me years to figure out that's what it was. Because if I just turn my head, the guy fucks off. Like I can't hear him anymore.
A dream that I have, and this is probably my most recurrent dream, is I dream that I'm somewhere that the setting always changes, but I dream that I meet up with my father and that he wasn't really dead, that he'd faked his own death to escape my mother.
Yeah.
Right?
Sounds about right.
And I meet up and we catch up.
Oh, that's nice.
No, well, I obviously really miss him and I haven't come to terms with it maybe. But I dream that I catch up with my dad who passed away all those years ago.
Yeah. I feel like on this list somewhere there's got to be your partner cheating on you.
It's number 3.
Okay. I often have the dream, not that Nathan's cheated on me, but he's been like sassy to me, or he's ignoring me or something. And I spend the dream like trying to get his attention, and he's just like, he notices me, but he's just ignoring me. And I always wake up in the morning and I tell Nathan when I've had those types of dreams, because I'm like, if I'm grumpy to you this morning, this is why.
Do you know what? I'm just going through the list here because we're running out of time. Do you know what number 6 on the list is? Don't look at your...
No, I'm not.
Don't look at it. This is number 6 according to the survey, that you hook up with a celebrity.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Apparently, number 6 is a fifth of those surveyed said that they had a dream about hooking up and getting together with a celebrity. In the fair income department, shall I go to the vice captain first? Have you ever dreamt you've snogged or hooked up with a celebrity, Adam?
Nah, I'll be honest, I haven't.
Okay, I'm going to take it a step further. What celebrity would you hook up with if you had the opportunity? Who's at the top of your list?
What's her name? Sophia.
Vergara
Yes, thank you.
Who's she?
of Modern Family.
The
Modern Family, yes.
Is she Puerto Rican or she's Spanish?
Yeah.
Oh,
Something
she's
Colombian,
gorgeous.
I think. Yeah, she is.
Oh,
And she's hilarious.
who's yours, Kelsey? If you could hook up with a celebrity, who's you?
Well, when I go through my like hyperfixations about the Titanic, young Leonardo DiCaprio, but it would have to be young Leonardo DiCaprio.
Well, it's funny because I always had the hots, I still do, for Kate Winslet. But then I look at Titanic, I think that bitch, there was room on the door for 2 of them.
They busted that myth,
She would push me off that door.
Yeah, well, they busted that myth.
Boy, how?
They did so James Cameron did like a 25-year anniversary of Titanic, 50, I can't remember, whenever that was released. And they busted that myth where they got 2 people, stunt performers, in the same temperature water. They got the door back and they tested, would they both be able to fit? They tried all these different ways and no, he would fall off every time because the balance and the weight of it.
No, they could have gone over to one of the dead bodies floating in the Atlantic and grabbed
made a raft out of dead bodies
with their life jackets on.
I think about the Titanic all the time.
Are you worried, Adam, that if you and I were on an aeroplane and it crash landed in the Andes, I'd eat you?
You'd live for months.
Well, Luke, we wouldn't be able to eat you. You're just skin and bones.
I know, but Adam, there's a couple of
chicken wings.
There's a couple of good thighs there. And of course, in the list is sitting an exam that you haven't studied for.
Do you want to tell just quickly while we're on the subject of dreaming and do you want to tell the story of when Jake was a baby and thought he was talking to someone?
This is. Okay.
I think you should tell this story.
Okay, so I took Jacob to Dubbo to meet his Indigenous family, his grandmother and his aunt and his great uncles and his uncles and aunts and he enjoyed it. Now, how old would he have been?
Really young.
4? 4 or 5? 3? And it was a wonderful weekend, a wonderful reunion, and very cultural. Jacob, at the time, had one of those Ferrari floor beds that you used to get at Harvey Norman. Do you know that with the sides? It looked like a Ferrari car.
I always wanted one of those.
And he was a very, very sound sleeper. We were blessed. He would go to bed at 7, wake up at 7. We were just blessed. And also, we dosed him up on Finurgan, but let's not go there. So anyway, it was about 2 o'clock in the morning. He will tell you this story, and he hates talking about it, but he remembers it to this day. We heard him crying, like he was really, really distressed, and we knew he couldn't have fallen out of bed. So something had upset him, and we went into his room, and he was sitting bolt upright. I said, "What's wrong, son?" And he said, I don't want to be an Aboriginal. I don't want to be. I said, what's wrong? What's happened? He said, there was a black man in my room, there was an Aboriginal in my room, and his face was covered in mud. And I thought, that's an extraordinary thing to say. It was a bit spooked. I was quite spooked by it because he never woke up. I got straight on the phone to my mother in Dubbo, and I rang the number. And she was a bit of a drinker and a very heavy sleeper, but she answered the phone within 2 rings, like ring, 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 ring. And she just went straight away, "G'day, Shane. Your grandfather's just been there, hasn't he?"
Wow.
My grandfather was a Featherfoot, a very religious man. I said, "What makes you say that?" And she said, "Because he was just here."
Oh, that always gives me the spookies.
Now, I'm not an atheist, but I don't believe in. I don't belong to one particular religion. I'm not sure whether there's life after death or not, but that is an absolute true story. I've had nothing strange happen ever since. I was really pissed off that he didn't come and visit me because I'm the older son, and I would have thought he should have come and visited me. I could have coped.
He wants to look after the youngest
He went
generation.
to Jacob.
Yeah. Do you believe? Have you been visited by somebody in the afterlife, audience? I would like to know that.
It's an interesting thing because you hear two types of stories where people have died on the operating table and have come back. Some people said I saw the light and I was walking towards it, and other people said there was nothing. It was just black. It's it. Like you don't feel anything. There's not like there's nothing there. So it'd be an interesting chat.
Should we put this question also, not to someone who's strong on theology and that topic, but someone who maybe has a scientific approach? Dr. Carl. Is there any scientific proof that there's life after death?
Everything's mysterious until we have an explanation,
I want to hear from our listeners. On a lighter note, how good is the flying dream? Where you can fly.
I've never had a flying
actually
dream.
Control where you're flying. That is the best dream ever.
Never had it.
Have you ever had the flying dream, Vice Captain?
I don't dream that much, and when I do, they're not always nice dreams. The falling, the guy chasing. Yeah, I don't dream that much, to be honest. I don't know why.
Do you know what? Just before you put a bookend on this, I know so many blokes, not one woman. I know so many blokes who, in their early 20s, used to get on the tiles on the drink. I once had a vivid dream that I was having a piss at the urinal of the Bathurst Rugby Leagues Club, and my missus at the time went, "What are you doing?" And I was leaning over in the praying mantis position.
Oh God! Don't show us.
In the wardrobe, pissing on my shoes.
Oh, 90% of the boys I know have done that.
Absolutely.
It's a bloke thing.
It is a bloke thing, yeah.
Most boys
Your
do
dad's
it.
done it, I think.
Most men in my life have done that at some point.
Has Nene done it?
I'm not allowed to tell.
Yeah, that means yes.
That's a yes.
No, I'm sworn to secrecy.
How come you're going so red?
I'm not.
Yeah, he's done it.
I'm pale as.
Yeah, he's done. No, you're as pink as a baby's bottom.
Nope.
I'm telling you, he's done it. She's just given him up. You've done it?
Yeah, I've done it. Yeah, it's a thing though because
All
you're
boys
literally
do it.
you're asleep, and it's almost like sleepwalking.
And you're pissed.
Yeah, and you know you got to get up. And I remember I did it when we were camping once, and I got up
in a tent.
I got up. I walked out of the tent, but pissed on the side of someone else.
Good.
But pissed on the side of someone else's tent. But we were laughing about it the next day, and the steps I took would have been exactly like I was at home going to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? Like I sort of took that, and then the left-hand turn, and then I stood there.
Muscle memory.
Yeah, exactly.
That's muscle
memory.
That's muscle memory. You opened the tent twice.
Yeah.
But I actually dreamt I was at the Bathurst Rugby Leagues Club, and in my dream I remember I was aiming for that horrible candy it's the worst tasting candy you've ever had that they put in the bottom of the urinal.
Yeah, the cakes.
Yeah, you know how you aim for it. I remember that, and next thing you know, I'm woken up and I'm pissing on my shoes in the wardrobe.
I remember seeing Jacob doing it here once in this bedroom, into that closet.
He did not.
He did. Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. When we were all living in this house, I woke up at
This wasn't his bedroom.
He did live in this one once.
No, he was downstairs.
No, he lived in this very bedroom once because I was in that bedroom over there. We had all gone out that night, and I woke up at like 2 o'clock in the morning to go to the bathroom. You can see Jacob's bedroom on the way there, and he was up pissing in the wardrobe. And I walked right past him and went, "Not my pony, not my problem."
And that's
enough too.
And that's now this studio.
Yeah.
So it's got a bit of a history.
Got a bit of a history. This.
Do you know
this
what?
room.
Can I just say this? That's my boy. I'm so proud. We have Adam's wonderful young man on the podcast a few months ago, and that's my son's story.
Yeah.
Sees dead people and pisses in the wardrobe.
Yeah.
There's his claims to fame. Adam McDonald, the Vice Captain, thank you for a chat.
All good.
Tell us again what's happening. What's happening? How do they contact you?
Eva, just have a look at all the Instagram, all the socials. EHVA, that's Evans Hastings Valuers and Auctioneers. So you can find us there. You'll see exactly what I'm doing. Or adam@ehva.com.au.
And I've put the links to the EHVA profiles and stuff in the description of this episode. So you can find it there too.
Yep, look me up.
Who would have thought I'd have to put sanitizing cubes now in the bottom of the wardrobe.
I think we covered that up a long, long time ago.
And it happens to a lot of blokes.
Yeah, it does.
I want to know the stats on that. I want to know the stats on that.
How do we find out?
I don't know. Maybe Dr. Carl knows.
Maybe you could find out.
No. Maybe we'll run a poll on the Facebook.
Okay,
do that. Yeah. Who's done it?
Have you ever? I'm not talking about wetting the bed. I'm talking about getting up and dreaming that you're actually at a urinal.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Vice
All right,
Captain.
Skip.
Always good to talk. Talk again soon.
Thanks, Skip. Thanks, Kels.
So there we are, episode 68, a live podcast already under our wing with more to come, Millennial. The world is our oyster.
Yeah, I guess so. Do you ever thought of the day?
Oh, it's an observation.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
You know what the difference between me and Superman is?
What?
Superman has supervision and I just need supervision.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That was terrible.
Up and away.
If you have a better thought of the day, please leave us a voicemail at 02 9128 9311. Bye.
All right, look, the episode's done, but before you pull the keys out of the ignition or turn off the lights, here's the dare. Stop dreaming about that holiday and actually enter for the chance to win one. NatureBee is giving away 20 grand of travel anywhere you want. Bali, Broome, Barcelona, it doesn't matter. If it's under 20K, you keep the change. Spend $79.90 on NatureBee products and you're in the running. It's just that easy. So go on, hit the link in the notes or head to naturebee.com, read the T's and C's, and let's see where you end up.